it seems very clear to me that it is normalized this idea that an adult trans individual should be engaging in these topics with someone that's under 18, which is obviously a totally insane, absurd, despicable concept. If a kid is saying like this, they should be talking to a licensed therapist, not some random Discord. Do you remember the Tipster Mod? Do you remember the Tipster Mod that released a video and they kind of like soft docs Tipster, I guess you could say? Well, apparently they released another video that Creeman reacted to, and I got heard about it too, but I just kind of put it to the side and haven't really thought about it much. Apparently they've released another video and I hear it's fucking insane. So apparently there is some sort of well, listen, I was interested in having them on, but then he just kept blowing up my DMs and I was like, fucking hell. And I don't know, I never got round to getting them on. And they just seem a bit like fucking weird. And now apparently there's some comment about a minor or something in this video. I don't know if they still hang around or not. I think they were expecting some sort of like, I don't know. It feels like the kind of person that wants to move from community to community and become like a prominent figure within that community, you know? Well, I don't know what the deal is. I don't want to say the G word because I don't fucking know. But they've released a further video. Now, listen, okay? I do not avow this person's actions to be clear. This person is extremely weird. And for some reason, they found it necessary to share Tipster's fucking financial information, which seemed completely and utterly unnecessary when I covered it, and I said as much. But in the desperation for a rate review, let's get into this. The funny thing about this person is they seem quite kind of like, what's the right word? Oh, despite the fact they're clearly a bit fucking unhinged, they seem fairly harmless. Like, I don't know, they don't come across as like a particularly vicious person. But yeah, there's definitely something a bit fucking off about them, you know, I guess you could say. Anyway, so apparently there's some crazy stuff that comes up in this video. I don't know too much about it. Let's have a listen and see what NickoNerd's got to say for themselves. And it looks like they're addressing the comments on their previous video, because I think whilst it was funny to see this person kind of go at Tipster and kind of shit on them a bit, I think that everyone agreed that sharing the financial info and some of the other comments they made were just way too fucking excessive. But anyway, let's see what happens.
Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is NickoNerd. I have some statements to make about my last video. Two things. Number one is I did not expect it to have the reach it did, and ended up on somebody's live stream that people might have come from that particular channel and came here to maybe see the full video themselves on Tipster and Keffels. The other thing is that particular video, I did actually just wake up and decided to spill out all my thoughts. And probably what I actually should have done was taken that video back earlier and do an entire script based off of it, change everything. My error was not to rewatch that video after I'd posted it up. That said, due to my chronic fatigue, I was asleep.
Also, the other thing as well is, didn't they post it in the Discord themselves?
Days on end after posting it, and I did not expect it to have that type of reach. That said, yes, I have made some statements in that particular video that I wanted to retract and rephrase. There was a lot of things said that I probably shouldn't have added in that video. That said, those things added into the video probably should have been elaborated in like different content in different videos. So like, you know, the normalcy concept, I worded that badly. I have better thoughts when I'm usually typing it out. So in terms of that, I do want to retract the video in terms of privating it and redoing it. Now I did do that, and somebody said that I should keep it up. And there's a lot of mixed feedback. There's a lot of positive comments about, you know, exposing Tipster is good, making him look like shit. But then there's somebody saying, like, yeah, I don't exactly look sane. Granted, I just woke up, and did the video. So yeah, I wasn't like awake, so of course I was.
Well, the thing is, there's nothing wrong with making a video shitting on someone, but yeah, it was just this kind of like weird, excessive information that was shared that was totally unnecessary. There's plenty of ways that you can talk about people like Tipster to mock them and stuff without going into that level of detail and talking about elements of their kind of private life, like the amount of money they earn, apparently, which just isn't relevant to the matter at hand, you know? I mean, yeah, this person is obviously not all there. Like they're a couple of fucking bread sticks short of a Olive Garden or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it was just funny watching them just roast Tipster and Keffels, really.
Wasn't like able to clearly say what I wanted to. So I'll probably redact that video and redo the script because I am typing it out. But I'm also doing other stuff on the side as well while I do that. So since I'm distracted with a couple of things, especially since it was the long Easter weekend, I haven't had time to look over the script and edit it. I also wanted to add in more context, I feel, eventually, and get that out there. So in terms of this video, I'll put it out there. The main thing that I was trying to highlight was how I found out Tipster's working in this public school around minors while he's defending his lolly argument. Now, I probably could have taken that to the side and made a whole argument case about it. Probably didn't have to reveal as much info. The part that was badly worded was how I was saying it was funny how things happen after people do shit to me. But it's like, that wasn't intended to say that I will do something to cause it. No, I was actually trying to say that for some reason, right after somebody treats me like shit, such as Tipster did, and there's a particular individual that ended up getting treated like shit afterwards, that shouldn't have, by him, that, I don't know, just there's a greater karma that bounces back at them. And the fact that Tipster ended up having his shit handed to him real hard just is really ironic, and I think it kind of came out in probably a bigger way this year than I expect he had before, considering the backstory on him that I was not aware of. And what I was trying to highlight there was how I've been, during my homeless time, I wasn't like able to keep up with the Keffels and Tipster's drama at the time. Granted, if I was able to be online more and keep up with that sort of thing, I probably would have known in advance. Maybe not, depending on where I was and like what I was looking up at the time. But that's
This I just realized this is 45 minutes long. When do they talk about the kid stuff? When they talk about the fucking kid stuff, man. I don't know. I don't know what this person's fucking deal is. I don't know. They're actually, to be fair to this person, okay, they're actually quite a good sport. They're quite a good sport. When I've spoken to them in DMs and stuff, they've been like not bothered about the fact that people mock them and they just kind of think it's funny. But they've been quite a good sport about that. They don't really seem to care that much about it. They're like, oh yeah, I get it, you know. But yeah. Oh my god, look who's in chat. Nicholas Diorio. I literally just changed the stream title and who's come in? Fucking Nicholas Diorio's in here, isn't he? Hey?
said, I think I was throwing out way too much thoughts that I had because there was other ideas I wanted to put out there. And I just think it became a mess more so near the end after a lot of the fact, but it was still kind of messy even in between and at the start. So I probably should have rethought that because I really didn't expect it to have that kind of reach. And I apologize because I don't usually look like a blob. I usually like to wear nice shirts like this and look better than I did. But because I thought, oh, I'll just wear a comfortable shirt and one of my caps because I thought,
I'm sorry, I don't know if this person put it into the React segment of my Discord, but I'm pretty sure that they themselves posted it at the very least in like the self-promotion part of the Discord. So I don't know if I believe that this person genuinely is as surprised as they are that it blew up like it did. Because you put it into the Discord to be looked at, and then it got looked at. I mean, what do you expect to happen? most of the time when stuff gets put into the self-promo, people don't really notice it or look at it that much in that way. But I think because it was such a crazy thing, it got put into the React suggestion, and then I watched it on stream, you know? Come on, guys, don't be rude. Don't be rude. So yeah, like I don't like yeah, sure you're acting like, well, I didn't know it was going to blow up, but you wanted it to because you put it into a bunch of fucking, well, my drama kind of Discord and then other people's Discords too. Oh, you think they didn't expect me to look at it? Right, okay. Well, yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know. It just was there, and I thought, oh, this looks kind of funny, and then I watched it, and then it was like, Jesus, this is a bit fucking much, isn't it? This whole fucking video.
Just to cover up the hair because like it's still regrowing in from a couple years ago, so it's still a little bit of a mess. My hair, especially when it looks like I don't know how to describe it, like weeds growing in the lawn right now because like I don't know, it's growing in all uneven. That said, I usually don't come out like that looking like shit. I think I was just really like anxious and wanted to get it out there, kind of have a like a vent about all kinds of things, and of course, it just hearing it back while that other guy was watching it, yeah, didn't. It sounded a lot worse than I thought it did because I thought I at least said the things that I wanted to say clearly, at least because I was so tired. I guess it didn't quite come out the way I wanted it to. I currently don't have a formula set out for that kind of content, so as a result, I ended up kind of fumbling it really badly. A lot of gaffes that I didn't intend to say came out in probably the worst way possible that I would not have said in text, because at least if I type it out, I have time to like correct it. So yeah, that was not exactly the type of way I wanted to explain the situation. I still have to go through all that script. So yeah. After that video, I figured it'd be good to like reduce my anxiety with some quality stuff, I will say. And I'm in for a better mood, far more chill. While I probably looked like I was in a calm state explaining a lot of that, it really was just tired, especially experiencing burnout when I got closer to the end. So it may have looked like I was calm, but I was actually like tired. So it's really hard to say.
Okay. I don't know what's wrong with me today. My attention span is just not there. Yeah, exact. Stylo can see it straight away. Chud glazed. I mean, I'm just like, okay, I thought there was some crazy revelation that was made in this. That's the reason I wanted to watch this, because yeah, it looked like there was some crazy revelation about a kid. And I'm just like, okay, let's just talk about their appearance. Listen, your appearance in it, okay, was literally the least important part of all of this. That's completely irrelevant to the matter at hand. Okay, what is actually relevant here is, you know, okay, come on, focus.
Yeah, so in terms of what happened to a particular individual, I was dealing with this person who was 16 years old in the chat. As I was a moderator, I felt like I had responsibility to approach this person who was in distress in the server. Now, I often don't get modded. I'm not like somebody that goes around and just goes, hey, I'll become a moderator, you know? And so this person was in distress. They're experiencing a lot of issues with their family, being alone all the time, not really, because their family works in another country and they're both parents are out. So it was like, I was trying to be supportive and like, okay.
Wait, hang on a sec. What's this? Self-promo. So this is what happened. They posted the original video in the self-promo channel. Yep. And then they also put this latest video in the inbox. So I'm guessing they want me to watch this, right? Presumably. Otherwise they wouldn't have put it in my inbox. But yeah, they did post originally the video in my self-promo channel. Okay.
But you gotta like find a way out. And like, since I was the one person in the same country as her, I reached out and said, okay, I can provide you some support. Move. And in fact, if it really comes to it, you're welcome to, you know, take a train and come over to this area where I am. Like, come over and I can arrange something like a shelter situation for her. It might not be the greatest. So I wasn't sure how dire her situation is, but I also help with her the process of teaching her how to cook some basic things. She's like hesitant. She's also a trans woman. She was seeking support within.
Wait, hang on. Is this the kid thing? Wait, what was that? Yeah. I'm just skipping past it now, for fuck's sake. Okay, sorry, my bad.
So it was like I was trying to be supportive and like watching
Wait.
it. Yeah, didn't it's good content. So the type of way I wanted to. While I probably what happened to a particular individual, I was dealing with this.
Here we go. This is
person,
it. This is it.
so it's really hard to say.
Right. Okay. We'll cut it in here, okay? Let me just fill you in quickly. In fact, let's do the intro. Okay? So basically, long story short, is this ex-mod of Tipster released a video, and it was funny, but they clearly went way too far in like the information they shared, and it was very excessive and surplus to requirements, okay? They released a further video, and we just watched a bit of it, but it's not particularly interesting. It's just kind of explaining the video's been walked back. The video's been taken down, and they kind of regret some of the decisions they made in making it, and they're maybe going to do another one. Now, the reason this has turned into a rape review is because they just started talking in regards to some story about a Discord user they were helping. So we're going to have a listen to that, and this is the meat and potatoes for me of this video, and we're going to see what they got to say for themselves. So let's have a look.
Yeah, so in terms of what happened to a particular individual, I was dealing with this person who was 16 years old in the chat. As I was a moderator,
So, okay, there we go. I was dealing with a person who was 16 years old in the chat. Right? Okay. Why? Do you know, it's funny actually, because there was someone who was in my Discord a little while ago, and they'd said something that suggested they were 16 and were acting weird, so I think they got banned. And then they sent me an email trying to talk to me, so I blocked them. And then I think they sent me a Discord message and said, oh yeah, I was trying to, I am a bit of a catfish or something, and I was just fucking ignored them. And they sent me a whole fucking screed of text. And it's like, what? They're talking about trying to get back into the Discord or something. And I'm like, why on earth would I want some fucking weirdo who is like doing weird shit to be part of my community like that? Like invite you back in with open arms. Like, you're a fucking weirdo. Get fucked. Loser. Get out of here. So anyway, the point is I just don't really understand, like, a user in chat that is 16, why you would need to have a kind of conversation like that with someone like that. It's why? Like, what possible reason could there be to engage in that kind of conversation?
felt like I had responsibility to approach this person who was in distress in the server. Now, I often don't get modded. I'm not like somebody that goes around and just goes, hey, I'll become a moderator, you know? And so this person was in distress. They're experiencing a lot of issues with their family, being alone all the time, not really, because their family works in another country and they're both parents are out. So it was like, I was trying to be supportive. And
What? Why? Why on earth would you do any of this? This is so perplexing to me. You got no responsibility for them because there's some random fucking teenager on the internet. What is this?
And like, okay, but you gotta like find a way out. And like, since I was the one person in the same country as her, I reached out and said, okay, I could provide you some support. And in fact, if it really comes to it, you're welcome to, take a train and come over to this area where I am. Like, come over and I can arrange something like a shelter situation for her.
So, 2 questions. Number 1, why the fuck are you doing that in the first place? And number 2, why are you making a video talking about it, apropos of nothing, and just saying all of this? Why? And then also, it's not like I've fucking gone and found this to watch it. They put this in my inbox. They put this in the inbox of my Discord, presumably knowing that I would see it and might watch it at some point. I'm so confused about why this is happening. Why is this happening? What is going on? Yes, they put it in the inbox of my Discord, where obviously the point is you put stuff there that you might want me to see. I mean, I don't know about legality, but like, it's certainly fucking very extremely questionable behavior to engage in. Like, you got a person that's like clearly vulnerable in some way, and you're reaching out to them in order to help them in some way, and then you're talking about bringing them closer to you. Oh my god.
Might not be the greatest. So I wasn't sure how dire her situation is, but I also helped like with her the process of teaching her how to cook some basic things. She's like hesitant. She's also a trans woman. She was seeking support within the groups between Keffels and Tipster because that just happens to be what she.
What the fuck? A 16-year-old trans woman. Is that, am I understanding this correctly? Why on earth did this person get involved in this? This is a total disaster. It feels like the kind of trans community has kind of come up with this idea that they're able and allowed to interact with people in a very personal level, a very personal, individualized level. For what, like, why? Well, it sounds like maybe they're in a tough time of their life, but you shouldn't be getting involved to that level. I mean, you know, even I just think it creates so many weird dynamics to have that kind of engagement, especially if you're the one like reaching out to them because they're distressed on a personal, private level. Very fucking weird behavior, you know? Now, I don't think this person is like necessarily a nonce or something, you know. I could interpret this as more like just a very bizarre and extremely alarming attempt to try and help someone, maybe. But I don't think that, like, I don't think that they're gonna fucking molest anyone. Is that cope? Is that really cope? What do the messages look like, I guess, is the question I would ask.
She came across. So
Is it really cope? You think I should be calling them a nonce? Hmm. I mean, it's obviously exceptionally inappropriate. I'm not saying that it's a good thing to do. But I just don't know if the intent is a sexualized one necessarily, you know? Literally every pred say this. I mean, look, I'll put it to you like this. This is the way I look at it, okay? If this was a kid of mine, okay, and I found out about this, I'd be calling the police. I'd be contacting the authorities immediately and being like, some weirdo on the internet is trying to get my fucking kid to go and see them. It is extraordinarily inappropriate. I just don't know if I'd call it sexual. That's the thing that I'm saying. I don't know if they're like a nonce. And yeah, I just don't understand. Why has this person posted this willingly? Why has this person decided to say this story on the internet and then put it in my attention? Oh shit, I think YouTube alerts are off, aren't
Okay,
they?
that's wonderful.
Hey, there
But
we
how
go.
do I
Thank you for
make
the $10.
money off depressed people?
$9.99 from Nerd Angle. Chud, I can see it all. This person was a guard on the walls of Catboy Ranch and saw this person being let down and tried to smuggle them out.
Okay,
Thank you for
that's
the $10.
wonderful.
Thank you
But
for the
how do I
2
make
Canadian
money
dollars. Catsy
off depressed
Fluffin.
people?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't, you know, I just, all I'm saying is, I don't think, I can't know for sure this person is some sort of sexual predator. But the behavior is absolutely alarming enough that if it was my kid, I'd be contacting the authorities and letting them know that this dynamic's happening and there could be, you know, something untoward happening beyond what's going on with my kid or something, you know? But yeah.
she's trans, but she hasn't been able to transition or have support from her parents, especially since they're so far away. And because they're
Don't worry. Don't worry, little egg. Don't worry, little egg. I'll help crack you. That's what it comes across like to me.
particular religious affiliation, she, I don't think, felt comfortable, approaching her parents about that. So it's particularly upsetting then. And there was a couple of things that came up on my end that I was probably not exactly in a good mood about certain things. And flippant.
Yeah, it feels like amongst the trans community, that there's this kind of like just they've oh no. It feels like they've justified these kind of extremely alarming and incredibly egregious conversations between adults and people that are under 18, talking about, extremely complicated topics and issues that should be discussed with family, medical professionals, etc., and just kind of normalize that because, well, they're after the trans, aren't they? Like, if you're having any mental health issues or anything, they've not. No, Stylo, I need to be careful, okay? I need to be dude, you're fucking. Listen, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get banned from somewhere at this rate, okay? But me. I think the Keffel's link to the HRT directory, all that HRT directory stuff, all the comments about transing kids and things like that, okay? It seems very clear to me that it is normalized this idea that an adult trans individual should be engaging in these topics with someone that's under 18, which is obviously a totally insane, absurd, despicable concept. Like, what do you, yeah, that's such a crazy fucking behavior. Why would you ever do that, And this fucking link to the egg cracking shit that goes on too. Yes, exactly. If a kid is saying shit like this, they should be talking to a licensed fucking therapist, not some random Discord mod who we cannot discern what the intent of that interaction is. On the internet, it's normalized, yeah. Why have you linked? What is the point of this? Why have you fucking linked this? I mean, yeah, this is very bleak. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, don't be ableist. Yeah, I do not understand this logic of, I mean, look, obviously you scramble eggs in a pan, okay? It's very easy to do. It's a simple task. Maybe the thumbs up at the end. Maybe if there's like, I don't know, you got no dishes clean and you can't be fucked to clean them. Maybe, or as a one-off, I don't know. Dude, why are we talking about scrambled... Stylo, what are you doing to me with this scrambled egg shit, okay? There's no reason to scramble your eggs in a microwave. There just isn't. It's an absurd concept. It is extremely lazy bed blob behavior, okay? I cannot think of a possible reason why you'd ever want to scratch. It tastes worse. It's rubbery. You can't control the way they're cooked like you can in a pan. You put up eggs. Yeah, you know, you can scramble 2 eggs in like minutes in a pan and it's done. You know, and it tastes better. Got more control over the fucking. Anyway, obviously this person is not all there. Okay, let's put it that way. Right, let's get back to the matter at hand. Them talking to this 16-year-old or something. Why did they post it as a? Was there some sort of conversation about this that I'm not aware of? Was there like pressure on this person to talk about this? Did like Tipster or Keffals hit back with some sort of comment on the fact they were doing weird shit? It just seems like apropos of nothing. They've decided to share this very fucking this insane story of them talking to someone who's 16, trying to get them to come closer to them. Why?
In terms of moderation, whatever. I know that I was particularly annoyed at Tipster's mocking of a certain, was it Ansgar guy, whatever his name was mocking his hoarding issue. But I mean, long story short, his mother passed away and he is obviously dealing with a problem. And I just felt like that was really shit. So it comes off to me as Tipster is really ableist and particularly discriminatory to people with disorders. He supports Keffals. He'll say, oh, I support the mental struggles and drug addictions that Keffals has because my parents had it. But it's kind of interesting to me that he'll say that in one end. And then to this individual who...
Wait, hang on. What did he... Sorry, what...
was clearly distressed and on the edge of suicide and self-harm, was like getting shit on by him for
wonderful.
that.
But how do I make
And
money
there was
off
other
depressed people?
moderators that were like
from D3 way in 3.
treating
I
her.
tried to crack an egg once but was overwhelmed by my autism. I awoke a week later.
Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. So, okay, I'm very confused about the narrative here. So there was this person in Discord that this person was having these fucking insane conversations with. But Tipster and other mods were also talking to them, apparently. I need some fucking screenshots of this. I need to understand. I can only understand this by seeing what are in these fucking messages and these screenshots of what's going on. Very fucking perplexed by all this.
Pretty shitty. Like, yeah, she was texting a lot in huge paragraphs of text in the chat, and it was obviously annoying. But
oh, it was in the chat, right? So Tipster was streaming, and this person was typing out paragraphs in Tipster's chat, and Tipster got annoyed with it, presumably, which is totally reasonable. I mean, that's the most reasonable thing I've ever heard Tipster do. I mean, yeah, paragraph posting is cringe. And listen, if you're fucking 16 and you got problems, that sucks. But I don't think it's anyone's responsibility in the internet to fucking fix. Jesus Christ.
took her to the side and said, hey, just talk here if you want to talk with us. So there was another moderator at the time that seemed supportive. It seemed like
Okay, that's wonderful.
But then
but how do I make
after,
money off depressed people?
like, I got back.
Swedish krona from Short Stack Goblin. Was this why she was unmodded? But wait, that would mean Tipster made a correct decision?
Well,
WTF? No
that's
way.
what I mean. That's a fair point, isn't it? I mean, if this person was removed from the mod team because they're having this weirdo conversation with this person, I mean, that would seem like a good move. But let's hear this person out a bit more.
And in the first place, because I had an issue with how she was being treated or handled in that server with another mod who was also trans. And we had an argument. And I think I was demodded before that already, so I already wasn't a mod. I still didn't get clarification on why I was demodded. There wasn't really anything in the moderator chat that was saying, like, hey, you're kind of doing this wrong or whatever. There was no, like,
to Chud Nation.
You know.
The eggs were interesting than this.
DJ Quad, thank you for the sub. So this person comes across as there's a certain type of person that engages in this arena, and they put so much weight in like being a moderator that it's like if they get demodded, it's considered like this massive personal slight or something like that. Like, who cares? Who fucking cares, dude? It's like a nothing. You know? There's like nothing to it. You're late to this, Chud. Even people who haven't seen this before already understand this all. Oh, I'm sorry that I didn't put fucking this on the top of my list of things to talk about. My apologies. My sincere apologies for not fucking immediately rushing to cover this 175 view video. Next time I'll make sure some glup shito shit that comes along, I'll put it right at the top of my agenda. Thank you.
You should do this a little more or whatever. Like, I was dealing with a lot of the fascists coming in, to say the least, and trolls. So I had to deal with the whole raid at the point. And I don't know, I was just trying to be really supportive as much as I could. But it was not equal support on the server end, especially from a lot of the mods that call themselves like goth mommies and stuff. And Tipster in particular was saying shit about her, like, going on an alt and sharing gore, and that she was psychotic for, like, obviously a distress. So you're not going to exactly say, like, the most sane or stable things when you're in distress and, you know, having that kind of panic.
Also, the other thing as well is, like, this person, I can't trust this person now. I cannot trust this individual to accurately relay what's going on. We need some fucking evidence here. We need some screenshots. We need some fucking material to understand exactly what's happening here. Because if this person is slighted in some way, I mean, part of me is trusting of the fact, like, why on earth would you talk about the fact that you were talking to a 16-year-old in this fashion for no reason? So there's probably some truth to what happened. But, like, why wasn't this discussed before? Dude, this is such a fucking weird situation. I'm so perplexed by this whole thing. So what is it that I'm not understanding anyway? So you're telling me that I'm not getting this? Well, yeah, I mean, I've not really followed this that closely. What is it exactly that I'm missing here? From what I understand, this person released a video where they shit on fucking Tipster and Keffals, but released a bunch of unnecessary personal information about them. Now have walked that back and is trying to say they've deleted the video, but is now talking about the fact they had this completely unacceptable, inappropriate conversation with some 16-year-old from their server. What else is there with this?
But there was no proof of anything about her being on an alt, and I'm pretty sure there just happens to be a lot of haters of Tipster. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a troll there that just happened to start sending a lot of gory shit around to the DMs of moderators when that happened at the same time. Like, could have pissed someone off, could have ticked someone off that there was that happening, and maybe they started sending pictures as a result. Now, I don't condone that, obviously. That's really shitty behavior to do to anyone. That said, I do not believe that, because she was dealing with a lot of emotional turmoil at the time and focused on chatting with me and discussing about a lot of things that were happening at that particular moment. So, as someone in emotional distress and such high, ideation,
hey, Johnny Bananas,
is probably not in the state to go on an alt or have another account. And I wouldn't consider a lot of people very tech savvy to do such a thing.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Especially given the circumstances of this person, I really don't believe that at all.
£3.33 from Jopper. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it.
Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. Hey, thank you.
I would need actually supportive evidence. I've asked him several times for this, and instead he just refuses to answer, continues to block, and I mean, he pretty much considers us a nobody, and we pretty much are. We're basically just people in the chat room typing. To him, it's like,
okay, sorry. Go back and listen to what? What am I missing?
Things when you're in distress and, having that kind of panic. But there was no proof of anything about her being on an alt, and I'm pretty sure there just happens to be a lot of haters of Tipster. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a troll there that just happened to start sending a lot of gory shit around to the DMs of moderators when that happened at the same time. Like, could have pissed someone off, could have ticked someone off that there was...
Right, okay, right. Yeah, you're right. It is kind of just washing over me. So yeah, so basically the claim is that this 16-year-old person apparently had an alt and they were going into Tipster's Discord and they were sharing gore. This is something that Tipster claimed. There was no proof that was able to be provided this was the case, but this was Tipster's belief or something, right? I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, yeah, this all sounds crazy, but without any proof, I don't know what to fucking believe. This all just sounds like totally insane shit. The only thing I think is true is they did have a conversation with a 16-year-old.
Is that happening? And maybe they started sending pictures as a result. Now, I don't condone that, obviously. That's really shitty behavior to do to anyone. That said, I do not believe that, because she was dealing with a lot of emotional turmoil at the time and focused on chatting with me and discussing about a lot of things that were happening at that particular moment. So, and someone in emotional distress and such high, ideation is probably not in the state to go on an alt or have another account. And I wouldn't consider a lot of people very tech savvy to do such a thing, especially given the circumstances of this person. I really don't believe that at all. I would need actually supportive evidence. I've asked him several times for this, and said he just refuses to answer, continues to block, and I mean, he pretty much considers us a nobody, and we pretty much are. We're.
I mean, if a supposed 16-year-old in your server is acting weird, just kick them out. Just get rid of them. Just why have them anywhere near? Like, just fucking go away. You know. So yeah, if you want to get rid of this person, that's fine. But like, why is NickoNerd? That's a funny name. Why is NickoNerd acting like this person is completely incapable of like setting up an ult and doing something like that? Like, of course they could have done that. They're acting like it's completely implausible. And if this person is not with their parents and seemingly troubled, that's exactly the kind of behavior you would expect from someone like that, to act fucking psycho and do crazy shit, you know?
We're basically just people in a chat room typing. To him, it's like, I don't know, just doesn't consider people on the internet as having real struggles. Like, obviously, Discord's a different environment for people. That's one thing. But I find Tipster's obsessed with what's going on in a server, and that it has to kind of stay in line with what he feels like should go with the whole rules he has on his channel as well, especially during live streams. Granted, there's a line.
I mean, we know that's true, because there's obviously like the rules that he set out now, where he says that like you're not allowed to talk about drama, which seems kind of insane to me. But yeah, Tipster's kind of put out this big list of conditions on which you can talk about this, that, and the other in his Discord. And I think it was off the back of all the drama over the Vosh stuff that he's trying to limit that sort of stuff from happening again, I guess. I don't think there's a no talking about Nick rule, is there? I'm going to make this person a mod. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Come on, I'm fucking around.
There's a line of what not to say when you're in a chat room. That said, during my time, I've noticed he was very quick to like kick and ban certain people, and I just pass it off like, oh well, maybe they're just trolls he knew from before, and they say particular things that are like not welcome and that could lead to other issues. I did not know the full backstory, and I don't know, but yeah, he's quick to ban. He's quick to like cut off a lot of supporters and a lot of people who are seeking community. Now, granted, after this particular person was banned, she was on the brink of like wanting to end it, and she was like even struggling with school at that point because
that is not your fucking responsibility. Like, you should not be on the internet if you can't handle getting banned from a community. That just happens. I just like, yeah, it can be a bit cringe if you're excessive with it or something, you know. Oh, hey, Kristen, how's it going? Did you hear about this? This is fucking nuts, man.
Honestly, buddy, like, I think it's pretty sad that it ended up this way, that such a young individual ended up trying to seek community and support within such a bad environment. And whole Krefl server is particularly toxic. That was crazy how quick people are to like attack you for having a particular point of view, especially when I made a comment about Xanderhall, her community. And
guys, there's nothing that riles me up more than people moaning about like the length of the video
wonderful.
that I'm currently
But how
watching.
do I make
okay,
money off
if you don't like it,
people?
Go and watch something
$5
else
from
and come back later.
D3
Why
Does
is
this
it that people
person
sit
not
in chat and
believe
moan
people
about
can
that?
lie in chat? They are taking everything as
Just
true.
go and
I'm
watch
a
something else for a
40-foot
bit,
tall,
okay? I
fire-breathing
appreciate your
burrito.
support,
Must
but
be
don't torture
true.
yourself if I'm watching something or doing something that you don't like, okay? Jesus. I'm bored of this too, but I want to see how this plays out a bit. I'm probably not going to watch the whole thing. So don't worry. Don't panic, okay? What is this? Why don't you be surprised by that? Kevil's entire online career is ruthlessly harassing people. True.
Mods particularly wanted to dogpile me on that. I think I might have bothered Tipster when I was saying, like, I unsubscribed from Vaj, I unsubscribed from Xanderhall, for particular reasons that I felt like were kind of off.
Oh, speaking of Xanderhall, that little fucking AIDS guy put me on his thumbnail for the Dark Viper video that he did. And guess what he did, the little rapscallion? Hey? Where is it? Look! Who's that? Who is that? That's not me, is it? That's the quartering. Because he says a lot of the quartering. Classic.
Odd, like, particularly Vosh was going off topic at that time, and I just had this vibe of something off at the time. So the fact that the porn folder got leaked, that was particularly crazy. Highlighting his earnings, is trying to focus on, like, you're in, like, that he's in a particular middle upper class level, and that particular position of, like, status or class can really skew your view and opinion on people, you know, down the row. Now, certainly when I was on camera and when I was tired, that was a real rambling mess. But that's what mental health can do sometimes. It can look like I have control over the narrative, but I did not. And it's really easy and quick to dismiss someone's what they're saying.
Anyway, listen, guys. Dude, I said I was going to do I want to do the Sniper Wolf shit. Sniper Wolf has got some allegation against him now. The Nerd City video. The Nerd City video that just came out. But yeah, we'll move on from this shortly, okay?
When they're not exactly in a mindset to speak clearly. And clearly I wasn't awake, but, like, I don't think it helps when I didn't really go back and figure out what I was saying and what I was doing there. Because I just felt like while I made the video, I was really too tired, I was really exhausted to, like, go through it. So I'm hoping to get my energy level back, and since the weather is calling for warmer weather, I have been able to get a new invigoration. But as far as that goes, when the weather gets extreme, it's harder on me. I'm unable to keep up. So I didn't mean to, like, go too much into other topics back and forth. What I wanted to highlight was a particular issue I had, especially when he was defending Wally, and I just found...
Okay, so from what I understand then, to cut to the chase with this, because we will move on, because this is a bit fucking boring, but basically, this person was kicked off of Tipster's mod team, and they got incensed by that to the point where they made a video in the morning in which they revealed unnecessary private information about him, which they've now retracted and said that they shouldn't have done. And it's now revealed that apparently they were having some insanely inappropriate conversation with someone who apparently was 16 in the midst of some drama that was happening in the Discord. God, dude, this fucking absolutely cancerous. It's like this totally cancerous Discord-obsessed mentality that some people have. I cannot fucking fathom it, right?
Welcome to Chud Nation.
Thank you very much, Fishing Fries, for the sub. I cannot fathom how people have enough time in their fucking lives in order to obsess over Discord drama to this fucking level. You know, it is absolutely obscene that people find the time to get this intricately involved and talk about it to this degree. Yeah, they're like live and breathe Discord. Like, do you not have lives? Do you not have families? You know, do you not have fucking people that you talk to and you can engage with and you can have relationships with that are gonna... Why are you so obsessed with Discord? What the fuck, bro? They're called Discordians. Right, okay. But are they homeless? They've got a computer at least, or a mobile device, I guess you could say. But yeah. Anyway, guys, yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up there and look at this Nerd City stuff that's just come out. But I don't know what to tell you, man. This is fucking crazy. The fact that this person, of their own accord, went online and said all this, and then also put it in my Discord so that I'd see it, is nuts. I don't know why they did that. Like, what possible take did they expect me to have?